Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Neki broadcast. Today we are playing Dota 2. It's been a while since we've casted Dota 2, and again we've picked, oh what a mistake I made, doesn't matter. So I wanted to go Moonglaves. Anyway, it's not that bad. Lunar Blessing does give us a damage bonus, which helps us with last hitting. However, Moonglaves is a better laning tool when it comes to also harassing the opponent. So again, I've picked a comfort hero. Middle, I've picked early. I didn't want to be the last pick. So this safe lane, Juggernaut, basically got whatever hero he wanted to counter the enemy in whatever ways he deemed fit, and this guy is feeding here. No, nothing we can do about it. So bad start already. All I can do is basically help my team get these initial runes and then do my job mid. Hopefully not contribute to this, and of course I need to focus, so I'm going to mute everybody. I'm not allowed to mute anymore. Apparently I'm not allowed to mute. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to look into that later on. Anyway, I'm going versus this Kanka, which is annoying to say the least. He is going to deal lots of damage due to his passive. That's why I tried to get a bit more regen, but it's not going to help that much. My support should have given me some regen, which he didn't, so it's going to be a suffer game. I foresee it. Look, he's placing. Again, I'm also trying to place myself in certain ways so that I don't eat this, whatever it's called, Tidebringer. Don't want to eat it. I want to prevent as much damage as possible, and all I'm doing now is basically waiting for my level 2 Lucent Beam to try to use it as a harass tool. But okay, I need to get some last hits until then as well. To be fair, as long as he doesn't get level 3, shouldn't be that worried about his Tidebringer. I think in terms of priorities, my priority should be to last hit as much as possible. And now I did get my Lucent Beam, and I should try to make good use of it. Again, try to deny his hits as much as possible, because they do get last hits, but also they trigger damage. So I'm trying to avoid his spells. There's a clear animation when he casts spells. Messy. He's trying desperately to get his passive, but he's basically trading positioning by trying to desperately prioritize that. I know it's textbook, but through my playstyle I'm not letting him line up his passive now. There's nothing I could do there. It would have been too inconvenient for me to position myself in such a way such that his passive does not hit me. So it's not that I can always prevent it, but for the most parts I have to do my best. Okay, now I do have also the bounces. Should help me counter push this lane a bit. Middle is missing, not sure where he is. Letting my teammates know. Again, with the corner of my eye, I saw his spell being cast. Again, he tried to line up his passive there, Not much I could have done there. But what I can do, I can make sure to get runes this time.
Illuminate soon.
Now, it's really important how I play this.
Piercing light. By starlight. For when the skies.
He's dead, basically.
What do you see?
If I can reach for another stun.
Let's
So,
go.
I don't understand what he played there, if I'm completely honest with you.
The night sees all.
He set me in place after I got the rune, so all he did was basically waste mana.
Starlight.
I thought he used his animation to cast a spell, but apparently he didn't. So again, with the corner of my eye, I am focused on these last hits, but with the corner of my eye, I am watching my opponent as well.
Not on my watch.
See, if he starts with the passive, yes, he gets the damage on me, but it's also difficult for him to finalize these last hits, so I should try and take advantage of that as much as possible.
The night sees all.
Okay, middle's missing, letting my teammates know. It's mostly for social engineering, right? Trying to get my teammates to like me. It's always a great strategy. Be surprised having a team that likes you in these games where you don't play with your friends.
Absolutely.
So be careful.
Let's go.
Want to go uphill, can basically be greeted.
Far the night.
Okay. Yeah, that was again, important to manage this vision correctly. We are losing badly, not because of us, because of our teammates.
Yes.
Not sure we will ever
Stalking.
get. Yeah, we shouldn't be greedy. Overextension is the way we could lose this lane, where
Heads
we
up.
performed decently so far. Oh no.
Night settles in.
Yeah, he's getting help simply because his teammates won all the lanes possible except mid, because they were not mid, right? So,
On the
and now
hunt.
he's getting help because space was created over there.
Patience and blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Okay, in terms of what we do now, we have two options. Stay mid, keep trying to kill this Kanka. Okay,
Your
probably
middle
that's...
tower is under attack.
Yes.
Be careful here.
This
Okay,
will hurt.
there's the word. Vision was.
Yes.
So I'm guessing we're not stopping. Okay, there is something going on here. Are they going to commit? Apparently not, and I am getting attacked middle as well. I should watch the minimap, see when my teammates do need help, because
On the prowl.
oh, that is actually quite nice. If I only had vision here.
Good plan.
Welcome back.
So
Stalking.
be careful
Your
here.
middle tower
Is he
under
faster
attack.
than me? Where is he going?
Lunar light.
I wouldn't want to pop my eclipse and then he pops his invisibility and then
Sees all.
my eclipse gets wasted. I would rather... Okay, he casts a spell now.
On the hunt. Salamene commands. Lucent beam. What do you
He should be dead. With the with the curse from Silencer.
quickly now?
But he does have his ult, and that helps keep him alive.
Taste my steel. They will fear me. Let's go.
Now I do need some mana here, and in terms of items, I would say power.
For when the
Shreds.
sky is here.
Still have my ultimate.
What do you
Didn't get a good chance of using it.
On the hunt.
Okay, probably should eat this up.
Let's go. The night sees all.
Okay, there is something wrong on top. I don't have mana. That's the problem.
Catch. By starlight.
So some auto attacks, also Team Soul that
Take you.
came to help them,
Good plan.
but not much I could do here.
Your middle tower is under attack.
On the prowl.
Just don't have the mana to help.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I got the kill there. Again, this is more psychological than anything,
Come Nova.
but it's not gonna help us in the long
Here.
run. Going to get yet another town portal scroll. Again, this is to show that I do care about what's happening with my team, rather than anything else.
Quickly now.
Your
Didn't do
middle
anything
tower is
in
under
terms of
attack.
gameplay there. TPing without mana, not
That's not
very
time
helpful. Now there is something going on middle.
Radiant structures are
I
fortified.
am going to
Your middle tower is
fortify.
under attack.
Far the night.
Nobody cares. We do have quite
Stop.
Your
good
middle
team
tower
fight
has
with this
fallen.
silencer and good counters for their heroes. I mean, silencer is absolutely fantastic versus bristleback. So
Yes.
I would say in those big team fights we do stand a chance.
The moon smiles upon me.
Just gonna go here and do that, and now I'm going to try.
Do not cross.
I need to stun him.
Your middle
Oh
tower
no,
is
I'm
under
dead.
attack.
Nobody's helping.
Far the night.
Trying to hide as much as possible.
Yes.
So I basically landed my ultimate on 2 players there, but I kind of used up.
Let's go.
My bounces on bristleback. So
What do you see?
one idea was to follow, I mean he was also low, so one idea was to follow him and use Lucent Beam and team support, which is what I did. Somebody wants
Yes.
something from me. Another idea would have been to simply go and run, find some other
Salamene
targets,
commands.
but keeping bristleback at bay is quite important in those team fights. So not saying my choice was wrong,
By
saying there were
starlight.
other options on the table as well. So there is a fight here which I don't understand. I mean, there's no point in fighting here. Sniper kill here, but should be careful because
Your
if
top tower is under
one spell is cast on me, I will die. But that was again just for morale. Didn't really do anything.
Not yet.
They are fighting as 5, so we shouldn't be fighting into
Your
that. I
bottom
mean,
tower is
they
under
were
attack.
low, my teammates were low, they just came after a fight. There was
Radiant
no reason to stay
structures are
there,
fortified.
especially since the enemy team TP'd as 5. Also, I'm not TPing bottom, I'm not TPing versus 5 after we lost an absolutely major fight. It's not going to work. It's not a snowball's chance in hell. So I do have to do something else with my time. Push middle, right? Try to get some experience. Take advantage of the fact that the enemy team are clumped together as 5 and therefore are sharing experience among 5. Let me see how. Should I go for mini stun? I'll say mini stun because we are behind and not too much of a carry at this point in time. Now there is some stacking going on, however I'm not very sure it's going to help us a lot because we are behind. Actually, we need to take this as soon as possible so they don't take it. I'm not strong enough to take the big stack. I need to take the small stack. I do have power treads, I do have morbid mask, but what's going on there? Okay, they should get him. Never mind, they're not going to get him.
The Legion is grateful.
We don't have initiation. Can you just cast a spell silencer, please? I need this.
Death approaches. Piercing light. Good
Okay,
plan.
at least he got something. I also got some experience. At least we did those
Absolutely.
before our enemies. Okay, that is really important.
I'm done being merciful.
Oh, there is something else.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Your silence betrays you.
Not yet.
Really important fight there. Right, turn the game around. 10-7. Again, we got good start off kill, and then I saw them there, and as soon as I saw the ultimate from Silencer, I followed up. I basically walked all over them. Without the ultimate from Silencer, I would have never been able to do that. Right? So when you hear that silence, if you have the necessary spells, and if you actually see that the teamfight momentum is swinging in your favor, definitely waltz in. Absolutely no fear. Your main priority should be to use up everything you have available in terms of spells, items, everything that can deal damage and make life miserable for the enemy team. Now you see on the minimap, you see here, there's a lot of arrows here. We shouldn't be fighting into that, so I'm going to let them know that I'm not ready to fight. Not at all. So
Your top tower
we
is
should
under
go
attack.
back. They are 5 and I think they have more cooldowns than we do. So we shouldn't be challenging them. Our cooldown, our team fight is stronger, but also because our spells are stronger, our cooldowns are also higher. And of course, what do? They fight into that madness, and I don't have anything to help them. And I just told them, go back, don't fight, but they don't listen. So there's really not much you can do in this situation. Look, this guy is an illusion, I think. That's an illusion, so I don't think there's nothing much to do there. It's just a bit annoying, eliminating an annoyance.
Your top tower is under attack.
So we should only fight when my ultimate is up,
Your top
I
tower
think.
has fallen.
In terms of,
Dire structures
we
are
could
fortified.
TP now.
Your top tower is under attack.
We need TPs though. We need TPs from our team. Okay, I'm going to die here. The team is not helping at all.
Has fallen.
It's a very, very wasteful ultimate. No, oh no. It's a very wasteful ultimate because the team was not there to help, so ultimate was bouncing on creeps. It's a terrible fight, and Juggernaut.
Your top tower is under attack.
Anyway, no point in crying over spilled milk. I shouldn't have initiated that fight because team was not TPing in. It was 3v5. I should have just let my two teammates die. But again, there's a psychological factor. You let your teammates die, then they hate you, then they don't support you at all the whole game. So seeing how this game has been going so far, I don't think a proper build would...
Woods are unsafe.
Well, I could
My
get
work is not
the...
yet
It's always good to have
complete.
the Aghanim Shard, but don't think anything else. I mean, I should go for something
Your
cheesy.
top
Yeah,
tower
I'm
is
very
under
much
attack.
behind.
Starlight.
Yeah, let me farm. He's not going to carry anything. We need something else here. We need somebody else. We need some help.
Yes.
Somebody coming. Yeah, it's not. I'm not going to be
Attack.
there by myself. I am too important. I mean,
For Dark
I'm
Moon.
not trying to be arrogant of anything, but my hero and what he brings to the table is too important
On
for
the
me to
hunt.
go in first, especially since I am seconds away or tens of seconds away from... Okay, that is a great counter to Bristleback. However,
Let's go.
by himself he won't be able to do anything. Basically staying
Good
back,
plan.
trying to support my teammates here, but
The hunt.
I should go back as soon as possible.
Start.
Again, going on creeps.
Stop.
Not a great ultimate.
Far the night.
He's gonna go for me.
Your top tower is under attack.
Listen, beam.
What?
Let's go.
They just have too much support and too much jump, and I don't have any support and any jump. So, the leading commander should be staying with the team, keeping for team fights. Not doing any of that. What is Juggernaut doing? Oh my god, he should have ulted as soon as possible. Sure, there were creeps and he could have bounced to creeps, but he was basically wasting his time killing creeps rather than attacking Bristleback. I feel that if he attacked Bristleback during the ultimate from Legion Commander, he would have been able to kill Bristleback in time for Legion Commander to get the bonus, therefore helping the team.
Quickly now.
Okay, in terms of my gold, I do have a decent amount, and I'm not sure what to go for at this point.
By
Dire
starlight.
structures are fortified.
I'm actually thinking, yeah, Dragon Lance and
The
full
enemy's
stuff,
bottom
simply
tower
because I do
has
want to
fallen.
push Monkey King away from me. They do jump me, so I want to be able to survive in those team fights.
Absolutely.
And I'm not getting any support from my team. I'm going to be a hard carry with auto attacks, and Juggernaut has been trying to fill in that role because he has been AFK farming
Your
most
middle
of the
tower
times.
is under
He is
attack.
not a
Middle
true
tower has
carry, I
fallen.
believe, especially within this, in the context of this game and how this game has been going on. He's not a true carry. He should be joining team fights,
We
making use
ride.
of his early potential with his magic community, but of course he chooses to play
Yes.
different role. It's just not going to work. It's not going to
The night
basically
is on.
synergize very well with our team.
Yes.
This Legion Commander has too many targets to go on.
For night silver.
Okay. Really careful here.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
You sure there are too many? Okay, there are too many targets there.
On the prowl.
Come on, I clicked on him. I really clicked on him, that's not fair. Okay, I'm gonna try and help this guy out. He doesn't deserve it, but I'm gonna try and help him out.
Yes.
Look how we help each other.
Illuminating.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Fear the moon.
See, my buyback there did a lot. So even if we are down, you know, a buyback at the right time can do a lot. However, it's an uphill battle. Team failed in the beginning, and so if I'm going with Lucent Beam, might as well go with Lucent
Fire
Beam
the
and
night.
the next So, you know, in terms of execution, in terms of strategical decisions, I did the right. I took the right decision there to buy back, and the fact that I bought back contributed to us killing 2 heroes, right, and saved our tower. So, from this perspective, you could argue that the buyback, the strategical decision, was huge, and its impact was huge. However, in the context of the game, you know, it's like you're falling from a 300-meter tall building, and you're reaching basically a pit filled with spikes, and then you're thinking, you know, what decision should I take in this situation to maximize my gain? It's really nothing. I mean, whatever you do, you're going to be in a terrible position. You know, he doesn't have even, so he doesn't have the most basic of items to help me. I am the one who has 4 stuff, right? So our supports are building carry items, they are building immortal items, so it's not going to work at all. Yeah, so when your team goes 0-5 mid and your carry, your juggernaut carry, does not TP for team fights, you know that something is seriously wrong. I mean, look at their supports, Dazzle, Shadow Shaman, Kanka. A nice spell there from Karma. There's a cooldown. It's a nice spell there from Skyroth Mage, nice placement. But placement of spells is not enough at this point in time. They've been just going around as 5. And our Juggernaut has been stubbornly not TPing to team fights. It's just when the whole team TPs and you turn around the team fight, it's just huge. But when you let a tower die with no help, or even worse, with 4v5, and then some of your teammates die in that fight, it's again a huge contribution in the opposite direction. It's a huge gain for the enemy team. So these early game decisions are really important, and they have an exponential impact as the game goes on. So that decision from Juggernaut to not TP here at secondary tower when the game was relatively even. That decision, I mean, we are still trying and fighting to repair that decision, and that decision still has ramifications that can be seen at the current moment within the game. So it's not something you can come back from. People don't understand. It's like, oh, I took a bad decision. I needed to farm. I needed to get an item. But when your whole team TPs and you don't TP, you know, it's not that you are. You know, we live in this game has imperfect communication, right? So communication can't be perfect. The team cannot know that you are willing to farm and you're not going to TP. So you need to let your intentions known from the very beginning. I'm not going to TP, I'm farming, get back, don't fight there. But when you're not saying anything, your team TP and you're not doing anything, then okay, I know what to do there. Juggernaut, of course, and knows what to do with this. Now, there are lots of creeps here, and I don't think I can manage to do much there. It's 1-4-2, so it's not that bad.
Far than night. Yes. Piercing light.
Oh, I could do that. I could try to. So now he's gonna come back to kill him. When he's interested in that, I think maybe we can get that. Okay. It's not that bad of a fight. Again, we waited to use our Lucent Beam till the very end, which again, made sure to maximize our impact. Also, we went for the right target. So again, we are doing our job and taking we are trying to take the best decisions given the situation, right? So given the current situation, so we still are one set of racks down, and yeah, we are fighting a losing battle, but again we are trying to slow down the speed with which the loss comes at us. Maybe the team wakes up, maybe Juggernaut suddenly has a say a moment of awakening and starts playing well again, or maybe our team starts finishing up their items they have been building for ages, and with those items they actually make some impactful plays. I mean, you never know. Maybe the enemy team throws the game by taking a poor battle, so you never know. You can always hope, right? I am here taking a lot of risk, but I kind of have a feeling the enemy team is in this area, so
The enemy's top tower
yeah,
has fallen.
it's in this area because they had a kill.
Your bottom tower
They killed
is
one of
under
our
attack.
teammates, right? So yeah, so they are here. So we should have probably kept pushing top, but I was under the impression a fight was about to start, so I did want. Look, he could TP out, but he does not know how to play Juggernaut. That's the power of Juggernaut. You see, you are surrounded by all these enemies, and you are trying to.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I think we can get him. I don't need to ult. Okay, that's not good. Okay, I couldn't save him. Can they come here and they're gonna discover me?
Tower is under attack.
Yeah. I'm not gonna waste my ultimate. There's no point in wasting my
Is under
ultimate.
attack.
It's the power of Monkey King.
Your bottom
It's
tower has fallen.
guard vision. There's no point in me waiting. I should might as well buy back. Nobody's coming to help.
Your bottom tower is under
Not
attack.
that it matters anymore. Fighting again, a losing battle from the very beginning. So
Dire's courier has been killed. Your ancient is under
yeah,
attack.
we again trying our best, try to take the best decisions as the game progressed. But when you get silencer
Your ancient
and you
is under
don't
attack.
fight with a silencer, it's just such a waste. You know, just Juggernaut, you want to do whatever you want to do, but
Barracks are under
you have a silencer in your team. You should be taking those team fights. Such a waste not to. Now this might be prolonged a bit more due to the farm that Juggernaut has, although it's not something impressive, something I would call impressive, but it's the decisions that he took in the beginning, and him dying like that versus Monkey King Bar and Orb Corrosion and Echo Saber. So yeah, it's 4-14 because he did not TP, he did not take those team fights in. I'm not trying to defend Silencer, he actually fed a lot in the beginning as well, so
Your bottom barracks are
remember
under attack.
0-5 in the beginning, right? So
Your
he
bottom
did
tower
feed a
has
lot, so he played poorly. Don't get me wrong, he's a poor player, and I think his items are also terrible, right? So if I look at his items whenever he spawns back, you know, if he had a not a Hurricane Pike, but simply a full staff, right? He could have increased his survivability so much better. He should have been in the back in team fights. If there were no 4 players together, he should have just gone back. So not sure here if we need anything. We do. Didn't want him to survive
Yes.
that fight, and I did want Legion Commander to get the bonus. He doesn't need the bonus. He doesn't have any damage whatsoever. So only 90 damage, 33 minutes in. That's not impressive at all. Now it's a lucid beam damage, though doesn't matter at this point. It's a nice silence there, but they already have Black King buffs, so it doesn't really matter. Trying to save him. Not sure it will matter.
Silence, I return.
They just have too many items, and they are too far ahead at this point in time. So, again, you need to address this Monkey King. You can't just let him do whatever he wants, right? Trying to save him. Not going to work.
Your top tower is fallen. Dire's courier has been killed.
It's just too many difficult heroes to handle, especially when you're playing really high. I mean, Bristleback, it's a hero you need to address, because if he's walking around spamming those quills, you're going to get into trouble. Then Monkey King, obviously they carry difficult to address, but then you get also Dazzle, who's keeping everybody alive, so you have to address him as well, right? So I could just at this point, obviously we'll use our tree. So yeah, also another comfort hero, this Shadow Shaman. He just pops his ultimate and that's it. The ultimate does 3 damage while the enemy team runs around like headless chickens. So you do need to, coordinate a bit. You do need to lure some ultimates, or at least coordinate with your silencer whenever silencer is there. If silencer pops his ultimate before all these people, then you can just eliminate 2 of your enemies before they cast their spells, and suddenly the fight becomes much more comfortable. But you do need mature players in your team to understand that. So it's not about what you click, how much farm you get by mindlessly walking around the map killing creeps. It's about coordinating with your team, and this is basically what Juggernaut should have done. He should have understood, okay, we have a silencer, we are also behind. I will TP to those teams. I mean, there was a point when we had 10-7, so that was, I would say, an important point, because in that situation, I think we were able to basically take team fights head on and if the correct spells were casted. For example, if we had a silencer's ultimate at the right time, we could have basically built on that, and we were fine taking towers at level 2. We were pushing towers at level 2 way too early. You can't just ignore level 2 towers and a farm mindlessly when your team is trying to defend. So yeah, I would say Juggernaut. I'll place the blame on Juggernaut, especially since I gave him the last pick, so he can do whatever he wanted. But also Juggernaut lane feeding just a bit. It's a bit embarrassing, to be honest. Anyway, it doesn't work all the time. Sometimes you can try your best, but as you can see, you can always learn even from these losses. So I hope you, ladies and gentlemen, liked it.